Welcome, folks, to another portion of the show. Alright, welcome back, friends. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of people's talking about, you hear people talking all the time about stratocaster frets, okay? At the factory, how they drive the frets in from the side instead of pressing them in or pounding them in, hammering them in, however you do it, where you live. They talk about, they press them in from the bass side to the treble side. Are you with me on that? And some people think, if you ever replace the frets, you got to drive them out. You can't do it no other way. You got to drive them straight on through and then drive the new ones in from the bass side I'm talking up here. Drive it down that way, every fret. And you drive them clear out, completely out, and then when you put a new fret in, you drive it in from the bass side. Always go from the bass to the treble if you do it that way. I used to do it that way, and there's been a lot of talk about it here lately, so I thought I'd make a video and talk about it a little bit more. The way I used to do it, I'd put a tiny bit on my Dremel tool, and right on the end of the fret there, grind, kind of a little flat spot there. And I've still got these little punches somewhere. No clue where they are right now, but I still have them. And I would grind that little flat place off right there, and then take a punch. Have this in a vise, the whole neck in a vise, or the whole guitar, and take a punch, and that punch would fit perfectly on the end of that flat place that I ground into the fret. And I just take a little hammer and just start pecking it, and it starts letting go and coming across. The trouble with that is, almost every time you're going to get tear out down here on this end, where you're the treble side, where that fret's coming out. You're going to have tear out there if you do it this way. Well, you probably will, but you won't have any up here. None. Okay? I stopped doing it that way. I use these now, and I'll just, start working like you normally would on the end, either end, work slowly across. Sometimes I use those little fretboard protector things I've showed you before, and those other little things that are to stop chipping. Sometimes I don't use them. But it's not going to hurt your stratocaster, though. If you pull the frets out with these, even if you get a little bit of chip out, the fret's going to cover it back up if you're careful. I do all guitars that way now. If I have to refret one, I use these things there again, pull them all straight out. I've done away with that driving them through shit. I mean, it works okay, but like I say, you're probably going to get some tear out along the fretboard, or the fretboard right there. And that's not going to feel good on your hands. And plus, it's just going to be one more thing you have to fix. You can look at these frets here. I think you can see the tang. I need glasses on, but I think you can barely see the tang there a little bit. See that? So, it's your choice, man. You can either, if you do it, driving them out, you're going to need something to flatten the end of the fret, so your punch or whatever you use to put against the fret and drive it will seat up right. You can't just take a punch, or I don't think they even make a tool that you can do that with, really. You can put in the comments if they have it. If they do, I've never seen it. I've never seen that tool. But you got to have, normally you would have to have a Dremel tool, okay? A bit, whatever size bit you want to use, preferably about the size of the width of the fret, this way. The width of the frets, this way. And if you go any bigger than that, you're going to cut into your wood, your fretboard. So you want to stay, about the size the fret is with the bit. You're going to have a Dremel tool, a bit, some kind of a punch, something to put against the fret, a hammer, and probably sandpaper by the time you get done to, sand out all that chip away over here that you probably are going to get. I've done that a lot of times, and sometimes I'd get chip away and sometimes not. I don't know what the deal with that was. Sometimes none, man, not any at all. Other times I'd have to go back, and I've even took rosewood dust, if it's rosewood board, this one is, and you know, have to fill those places in with rosewood dust. That's a pain. I mean, it's just a whole lot easier, in my opinion, for me it is, to use these on every guitar. You know, start like you always do at the very tip end of the fret and work your way across very slowly. Here's these. Yeah, if I don't drop them on the floor, I need more hands, man. You can get these little chip stoppers. I think that's what they're called. You've probably seen me use those before. Yeah, they're from Mac. This groove right down the center here, I can't hit it, man. I can't see it without glasses. That groove in the center of both of them, let's see, one of them's 10 thousandths and one's for 20 thousandths. In case you've never seen anyone use these, you just get the fret started pulling it up, okay? And then depending on the width of your fret tang, slip this underneath the end as you're pulling it up. It supposedly stops chip out. I've still chipped them with these, but you know, it's an extra backup, I guess. You could use those little fretboard protectors if you have them and you'd rather use them. And that's just one of these. They're not as good. I don't like them as good. I like those other things better. I only use these when I'm doing frets like, when I used to use sandpaper, I would lay this over the fret so I wouldn't touch the sandpaper, wouldn't touch the fretboard. Anyways, back to the pulling the frets out. It's up to you, really. Like I say, I used to do it. I'd drive them through. It's not really any faster. By the time you know, put a bit in your rig and cut out a flat spot on the end of every fret, find your punch, find your hammer, find your sandpaper, because you're probably going to have tear out along here, because all those little ears and stuff on the fret tang is going to come out right there. Drive it out. It's more trouble to me than it's worth, I think. I did, like I said, that way for years, and I thought, well, shit, man. I had a stratocaster here, and it was mine. And I sold that thing on eBay. I can't believe I did that. But one day, I needed to replace some frets, not all of them. But I thought, you know, I've always punched them out. I'm going to try just pulling them out like you would, you know, regularly. And it worked fine. Had a little bit of chip out, but it wasn't enough. When I got the new frets back in, you could not tell it, man. You couldn't see it. You could not see it. This neck is for a Stratocaster guitar, which I'm going to be putting together sometime on this channel if I ever get, you know how that goes. Anyways, yeah, you can pull your frets out of your Strat straight up, or knock them out the side, whichever you like best. I like pulling them straight out, but you know, each to his own, I suppose. Wax potting pickups today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that's some kind of help to you. I got this old Martin guitar here. Check this out, man. I got, what do we do to it now? What have we done? Let me think, what did we do? He had a big crack right here. Right up the side there. It's fixed. That's where the movement of this neck was coming from. It wasn't the neck joint itself. I checked it out really close. And I sealed this around here. Where there was a crack, there's none there now. If you can see. And it's all sealed up, baby. Sealed, and the crack is glued together and cleated. Videos is coming on, and I don't know what order you'll see them. Maybe you might see them before you see this video. I don't know. I checked for that loose brace. It was not loose. Well, somebody really got a lot of glue on that finish, man. Looks like just left it on there. What do you got to do next? Frets. I'm going to do the frets on this guitar. Just, you know, level them and, you know, the whole fret job, man. They're not wore all that bad, but I'm going to level them and re-radius them, crown them, and polish them and all that jazz. So stay tuned for all that. It's coming. It's coming. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again real soon. Cheers to you. Love you guys. See you next time. Look at this shit, man. For those of you that never see it, fall to your knees and repent, if you please. and be grateful that you never see it. Be grateful you don't see it, because it's a sloppy mess. It is a sloppy mess. If you got to go out there in it, that's only a few inches. That's nothing compared to what we usually get. But it's bad enough. Be grateful you never see the slop. Hold on. Oh yeah, we're going to be having a guitar contest. Well, having a contest ending just real soon now. Stay tuned for that. And I don't usually say anything about this on YouTube, but I want to just remind everybody on YouTube, if you want to get in on these guitar giveaway contests, I don't know how many more I'm going to be able to do, because Patreon's kind of, well, they're pissing and moaning about it. And their rules, the way their rules and stuff is, I don't know, how much longer they're going to let me do it. There's one going to end here just in a few days, and somebody, whoever wins it, will get to choose out of 3 guitars which one they want. So if you're on YouTube, come over to Patreon, join us over there. We got a nice family of people there, great family of people there. And somebody's going to win a guitar here in a few days, then we'll do it again. If Patreon will let us, we'll do it again. Come over to Patreon and join us if you want. Like I say, I don't mention it in every video. This is the first time I've mentioned it in years, actually. But if you want in on the contest, come over, join us. I'm sure you'll like it. Cheers. Love you guys. See you next time.